All right, good morning, everybody. We're just going to hurry up and go through the intro. We're not going to go too extensive into our details today. We have some work getting done on the house, and I want to make sure that I don't miss whatever they have to do. So, all right, let's get right into it. This morning we woke up. It was about 6:32 and 57 seconds, I'm going to just say. And we were looking at the chart, analyzing. We saw that USD JPY, we were sitting at 149.750, 752, around that area. And we were right at the 7 o'clock open. So we opened at, let me get this up a little closer. Wrong button. USD JPY. Get that up here. Let me get the chart up. All right, so at the 7 o'clock open, we were at, it's not giving me that measuring tool. Something's up. So for those who don't know, whenever you're navigating your MetaTrader 4 platform, if you hover over the candles, it will show you a pop-up screen of your candle details, timing, high, open, close, and the low of the candle. It's going to give you all of the details so that all you have to do is hover over it, and you don't have to go and measure all of your candles manually. It will just show you all of the details so you can gather the information. Now, the shadow menu doesn't show up on the stream just because on my screen it's a shadow. So if you hover over a candle, a specific candle, it will show you. All right, so the 7 o'clock candle, we had an open of 149.751, and we closed at 764. So we closed lower than the opening of the candle, which gave us a doji. If you understand your technical analysis and price action, you will understand that that turned into a doji candle over the long period of time, 30-minute, hour, 4-hour candles. And we can see right here that we had a longer wick to the top, which showed that over the progression of the candle, we opened, price went higher, but then closed the hour lower than the open of the candle. So we have a higher wick to the upside, and the body of the candle is more fulfilled to the bottom. We closed with the new 4-hour candle about to open at 8 o'clock. So we'll go ahead and highlight the 8 o'clock candle, which this is our 8 o'clock candle. We had an open at 758. 1630 is our target candle whenever we want to execute. That is whenever New York session opens. So therefore, we were anticipating price to be rejected from the resistance at 149.80. That was our major resistance for the daily. You could see that the 14 candle, or that was 715, 730. We started to pop up towards the upside, but like I said, we closed the hour on the downside. We closed lower than the open, so that gave us a bearish candle for a major time frame. Our 4-hour, the new 8 8 o'clock candle was opening. So we have a lot of volume that's about to push into the market. So 149.8 came around. We started rejecting the resistance. 8 o'clock opened. We had a retest of, let's go to our lower time frames, 15-minute candle. It retested 0.8 twice. Once at 8:15. We were at support at 8:30. 8:45, we popped back up towards 149.8, but it did not close. We are still inside of the consolidation in between these areas here. This is our minor areas and structure that's showing us on the essentially higher time frames over the 4 hour that we were rejecting the resistance at 149.8. So on our lower time frames, you can see us start rounding off that 1.8. We got a doji candle. You can see how price is closing. We didn't close above the pink square, which I wasn't able to do a full analyzation for you guys. But the pink line, we understand that whenever we're in session, if we close above it, then we're buying. If we close below it, then we're selling. That's the basic instructions of any of our systems that we go through at Bankroll Solutions. If we're closing above the box of consolidation, we're buying. If we close below, then we're selling. So on our 15-minute time frame, we can see that within it actually happened right at 9 o'clock. So all of 8 o'clock, the new candle opened. We were rejecting resistance. So then once the new hour candle opened, it had enough of that structure built to push it from resistance. And as you can see, 149.8 was rejected. We went outside of the box. Lower time frame, you can see that one of the 1 minute candles closed outside. And that was it. That was enough of the volume to push through so that the rest of the session would be pushed outside of the consolidation box below 149.7. And 149.7 was the low of your previous hourly candle. That is how we got the support for the daily. And you can see that this is a very significant wick. However, let me move the chart for you. All right, now we should be able to see. You can see that it's a very significant candle that pushed down from 149.8 because on our higher time frames, we're rejecting these levels. We're at the highs. Like this is the highest the charts have ever been. So we're going to start seeing price push down from these levels because if we can't push higher, which I don't think we are, we're going to have a lot of news coming up about any economical situations, black swans, just news events in general, that we will start seeing the rejection from the resistance because this is the highest the charts have ever gone. We're there's rumors of war, like the market's going to crash regardless. So we're seeing those levels being met right now and them being rejected very hard. It doesn't help that we have unemployment claims in these areas. I feel like all of those are just catalysts. Like all of these wicks that you see, these long wicks to the downside, those all happen right before unemployment claims. So you have some type of catalyst that is acting towards the resistance to get us all there, hitting stops, whatever it may be, and then we're going to reject that level towards the long term. That's what I see. I see us falling all the way back down, following this green line at least towards 138, at least 140.0, like our whole number, just because we it just keeps going up. It keeps going up. We don't have anything to really support the market. So, for today's discussion, USD JPY was an overall sell, and you can see the full play out right here. We had 7 o'clock. We have our consolidation zone, which is the pink box. We'll go ahead and make it larger now that the session is over. So 15 here. Go ahead and delete. So there. Here's our 7 o'clock candle. We have our resistance at 149.8. This is just the 15-minute candle, which we can go to the 30-minute candle. You can see that the 30-minute candle pulled back into the consolidation box right before the 30-minute candle closes. So this is why it's important to watch the higher time frames. 30-minute candle closed below 149.8. In Bankroll Solutions, we know that if we have a consolidation zone, we wait for the price to close either above or below. In this case, it didn't. It stayed in consolidation. We waited for a total of 45 minutes, right at about an hour. For 8 o'clock to open, we have our 4-hour candle open at 8 o'clock. 15-minute candles retrace back up to the resistance. We tested those levels, still unable to close. In these circumstances, we had wicks closing to the upside, which means they have lots of bearish activity towards the higher prices, towards 149.8. That is our major resistance for the daily time frame. We're waiting for price to close either above or below. With the signs, it's showing that we have a higher probability of closing lower, which we can see the 3 candles within 8 o'clock, 8:15, 8:30, 8:45. We saw rejection from 149.8. 9 o'clock comes around. We have a new hourly candle. 9 o'clock opens. We can go all the way down. It happened quick, so we can go all the way down to our 5-minute candle, 1-minute candle, and you can see it just took that 1 minute from 149.8. It dropped to a low of 149.659. That 659 area was a closure below the consolidation zone. So that's the red flag number 1. This is whenever you should start getting your papers out, start getting your hypothesis ready. It closed outside of the consolidation zone below 149.7. That was the overall daily support. Now we're below it. In my case, that is my signal to execute. We had sells at get my time, sort it all out. 149.644. That was my first sell. 644. And we're on the minute chart, so you can see that these candles fell really hard. Started falling, we closed. As soon as we closed, there is no wick to the upside on the 901 candle. So it was as soon as 9 o'clock opened, that's whenever all of the volume started to push. 901, we're already below 149.644. So right there, within 1 minute, you lost out on 50 points. This is why it's important to wake up early with us at around, be up at 5 o'clock. That's how you can really be with us at all times. Is be up at 5 o'clock, have all your stuff ready, and wait for the link for me to send it. You will be ready in case at 7:01 this happened then. So that's how fast this happens. This is why we can't stream right whenever we wake up, because the market is just pumping. The early bird gets the worm. That's how that came up. So, in the case of 7:01, we are analyzing what happened at 9:01. It just took that long for it to happen. The market accumulation, all of the stop orders, all of the take profit levels that all of the retail traders have set up, institutional markets have to go and fulfill those orders, buys and sells, fulfill all of them before markets can actually move for the day. Before we got on, we checked the news. There was really nothing that was too significant. And word of advice for anybody that is using the Forex calendar, forexfactory.com, always make sure that you're synchronizing your times, because last stream, I forgot to do it. We were anticipating non unemployment claims at 7:15. It comes out at 7:15. However, we didn't update the time, and it was showing 8:30. So if you were watching the stream, it doesn't add up, because we're talking about 7:15, but it was not synchronized to CST, and we were looking for 8:30 news. So just make sure that whenever you get on forexfactory.com, you press your little time date at the top left-hand corner. It'll bring up a synchronized time menu. We can select GMT. We might have to scroll a little bit. GMT -5 Central Time, US and Canada. Make sure you can have AM or PM, AM and PM, or the 24 hours. We'd rather AM and PM because that correlates directly to New York and Asian session. So you can see right here on Forex Factory, we really don't have any news for USD JPY. The most recent news we had was at 4:30 for GBP JPY. We can see what that chart did on GBP JPY. GBP JPY, we're going to go ahead and add our template, Bankroll Solutions, and that also had a pretty good sell for the day too. So, yeah, hand in hand, you can see USD JPY and GBP, they act in correlation. However, the news for GBP came out at 4:30 a.m. So you can see that it kind of just held its position right here between 181.8 and 181.4, and by the time that we had an open of New York session at 15, we were just reaching that high. And that's the same exact scenario that we're seeing on USD JPY. We see right here 15 opens, we pop upside to the upside. We have a resistance that is established. Can it turn to support? Let's wait for the 30-minute candle. That 30-minute candle couldn't stay above the resistance. Therefore, we have a strong resistance for the daily. 8:15, 8:30, 8:45, still can't close above the resistance. Therefore, we have a higher probability of sells for the day. So, I'm sure we had the 1-minute candle. Look at that. Popped right outside the support zone, and that was the signal. Sell there, and then that was a full 67 pips for GBP JPY and 56 pips for USD JPY. But we all know Bankroll Solutions, we bag 10 and we get the fuck out the market. Tomorrow we don't really have much news. 7:30 employment cost index. That's red folder. 9 o'clock we have consumer confidence. Wednesday, November 1st, that is a French and Italian bank holiday. If anybody's trading those time zones, then just be aware. Wednesday, November 1st, we have a FOMC statement. We have federal fund rates, so we probably will see those go up. We're at 5.5% right now. If the actual is greater than the forecast, it's good for currency. So our previous was 5.5, and we are looking for a greater number so that USD would go up. In this case, that might be a retrace event. So that event would then push the market to retrace and then still round off to the downside. So Thursday, GBP news, unemployment claims at 7:30 this Thursday, and then Friday we also have non-farm employment change, unemployment rates, average hourly earnings. So we're at 3.8% for the unemployment rate. We need a lower rate than that for anything good to come out of the USD chart for the week. The weekly looks like we could have more consolidation, honestly. I take that back. We might end up seeing we might see 148.1 for the week. That is a pretty good chance right there. 141. I think so. 141. We're just gonna keep that on tab. Let's see if we can get to 141 for the week. Oh, and I'm just seeing now Thursday we have a Japanese bank holiday. So that would probably Japanese bank holiday, that would leave USD to be stronger for the unemployment claims. If the unemployment claims come out less than the forecast, then it's good for the currency. So we might see another tap to the major resistance if we have an unemployment claim number that is lower than 210,000. That would give a signal for USD news to be good, with the advantage of Japanese yen having a bank holiday. So Thursday, if we pull up, today is Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Yes, November 2nd. So November 2nd right here. So whatever the week does, we can end up all the way at 148.1. Let's say we do. And that would be a good enough area for us to kind of round off and push back up towards the upside. With all of that volume that is being accumulated within the week, because we have all week, we have today, tomorrow, Wednesday that is going to be traded. Thursday, bank holiday, and then you have the primary pair that's going to have all of the volume pushing for news. Well, pushing for the day, but also pushing because of the influence of the positive news. If we get a lower number than 210,000 on unemployment claims, we have all the bank rates and all that stuff for GBP. So that's all of your influence and volume that's coming in for this one pair. So by Thursday, we can see this rounded off, and we probably will be testing a resistance level by then. Wednesday, I want to see us jumping at 141 point, let's say 144.3. 144.3, let's see if we can get there for the week. We have tomorrow left of the month. So as long as this month closes bearish, then next month has a higher probability of doing the same. To start dropping towards our lower structure levels, to play hand with all of the economic events going on in the world. So next month should be pretty interesting. We got to keep in mind that tomorrow is going to be the monthly close. So we'll be on for that. We're going to keep today's stream pretty short. We're not going to keep on rambling on. I just wanted to give you guys a brief explanation of how we executed today's trades for USD JPY. It ended up being a very, very clear signal. But all I can stress is wait for your confirmations. Wait for the price to close outside of the box. It happens quick, but if you're anticipating it before it happens, then it's a breeze. You only start freaking out whenever the market has already moved what you were supposed to be in, you know. So make sure you guys are joining as early as you possibly can. I send the links out as early as I possibly can. But when it comes down to the startup and everything, you know, that takes time. So just be ready, be on the swivel, have your charts already analyzed, have something that we can bounce ideas back and forth, ask questions. Hey, these are the levels I'm seeing. What do you think about these? What do you think about this? More eyes is better than two. So that's how we've always traded in all of our groups. So if anybody has any questions, do not be afraid to ask. There is no stupid questions, especially in the world of trading. The more knowledge you have, the more you can earn. So I want to appreciate everybody. I really do appreciate everybody for joining. We're going to cut it short. And that will be it for today's Bankroll Solution. I want to thank everybody, and we'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much. And before we go, let's get a motherfucking round of applause. Good job, everybody. Get off the charts, secure the bags, set your stop losses. Please, don't make any stupid decisions. The day is over. The markets are done moving. Just take my advice, and we'll see you tomorrow.